A Florentine goldsmith, Marco di Bartolomeo Rustici, lived in the first half of the 15th century and was passionate about the Holy Land. He was the subject of a conference and exhibition on Thursday, February the 11th, organised by the General Library of the Custody of the Holy Land and held at the St. Francis Hall in St. Saviour's Monastery. For the occasion, a facsimile reproduction was exhibited, which is an exact photographic copy of the Rustici Code. It was accompanied by a book containing the critical edition of the entire text, with a study of the sources used and of the images inserted. In the original manuscript kept in the major seminary of the Archdiocese in Cestello, Florence, the artist recounts a trip to Jerusalem and to the Holy Land that he probably never embarked upon.
Il valore di questo documento è grande da tre punti di vista. Dal punto di vista artistico.
The value of this document is significant from 3 points of view. From the artistic perspective, because Marco Rustici was a goldsmith, therefore he was able to draw, leaving us exceptional illustrations of some monuments, especially in his hometown of Florence. It's interesting also from a historical point of view, because somehow Marco tells the entire history of the world. This trip to Jerusalem was like shaping an encyclopedia of the world, gathering the awareness of the reality around him. It is interesting also from a spiritual point of view, because somehow the centrality of the city of Florence is like that of Jerusalem, since the Council of Florence that had proclaimed the reunification of the Eastern Church with that of the West took place at that time, creating a new beginning for Christian life.
E quindi è l'occasione, in qualche modo, Firenze è la grande occasione per ricominciare una vita cristiana.
The value of this book, in a way, provides a missing link between the real diaries where pilgrims actually came to the Holy Land and later works where it became spiritualized. The pilgrimage to the Holy Land became a spiritual journey instead of a real journey. So this book provides something very important. First of all, we see that he never really came to the Holy Land, but he managed to collect all the information from all other past books, collated them, and made them into one volume.
Next to the facsimile of the Rustici Code, various other Holy Land travel manuscripts from the Library of the Custody were exhibited, written in different times and in different languages. Participants in the conference also discussed the difficulties of making a trip to the Holy Land in the 15th century, from organizing the departure, including the need for special permission from the Supreme Pontiff, to complications during the trip itself, with the risk of bad weather, or being attacked, or shipwrecked and then enslaved, and finally having to cope with different cultural customs and traditions and unaccustomed food.
This priceless edition, which has been a truly unique experience.
In tutti I secoli i pellegrini non hanno trovato facile il viaggio verso la Terra Santa.
The texts that the pilgrims left us clearly show that throughout the centuries it was never easy to travel to the Holy Land. However, we know from what they wrote that they knew beforehand about all the difficulties they would encounter, and they were ready to exercise all the patience that was required to be able to enjoy the benefits they would later receive from the pilgrimage.
Per poter arrivare a godere dei benefici che anche il pellegrinaggio loro dava.
Sì, ma è più che altro una cosa simbolica come tutti. Sì, è stato